Excuse me, is this Gu Qingning, the owner of Unit 8 at Splendid Gardens? I'm Zhou Yuan's parent. We still need the property owner to confirm the residency review in person. Please bring proof of ownership to the school on Wednesday. Wait a second. How is Zhou Yuan using my apartment to enroll in school? The address on file is Unit 8 at Splendid Gardens. The household registration was moved there on the 17th of last month. I never signed anything or filed any paperwork. Then you'd better look into it right away. We'll put the final approval on hold. What is it? Why is Zhou Yuan registered at my apartment? You know why? Who gave you permission? We're family. Yuan just wants to attend experimental elementary. Your apartment is sitting empty anyway. We're only borrowing it for a while. What's the big deal? I'm asking who gave you permission to touch my property. It's just a household registration. We're not taking the apartment from you. Your own nephew needs it for school. Do you really have to make such a big deal out of this? What about my signature? I signed for you. Where did you get the property deed? From the desk drawer. Don't make something between husband and wife sound like theft. You took my documents and forged my signature. And you call that stealing? We've already come this far with the paperwork. Why are you making a scene now? Move his registration out within 3 days. I can't. Fine, I'll talk to them tonight. He even practiced copying my signature. Jingzhou, make me 2 more keys. I'll pick Yuan up every day from now on. You're back. Perfect. Yuan can live here, and you can come clean twice a week. Who said he could live here? Qingning, I've already picked out the rooms. Which one did you pick? The master bedroom. It gets the best light. Yuan can move in tonight. The uniforms went in the second bedroom today. If the kid's staying here every day, we need to have everything ready. Qingning, we won't freeload. We'll cover the utilities and HOA fees. Hold on, I haven't even agreed. And you've already divided up the bills? Qingning, don't get hung up on that. The bed is already here. Let's set it up first. You took my deed, copied my key, forged my signature, and now you're deciding who gets my master bedroom. Zhou Jingzhou, whose apartment is this? If that's how you want to put it, there's nothing I can do. Fine, then we're done talking. Sir, don't move the bed yet. First, let's establish who has the final say in this apartment. I was going to tell you once the paperwork was settled. If you really object, we can change it later. So you secure the spot, move them in, and only then ask if I'm okay with it? You call that discussing it? We're family. Do you really have to draw such a hard line? Fine, no hard lines. Then why isn't your name on the deed? This is my master bedroom. If anyone moves that bed inside, I'm calling the police. Qingning, you barely stay here. The kid only needs the room for school. You're 32 years old. Are you really fighting a child over a little space? I bought this apartment before I got married. It doesn't belong to the Zhou family for anyone to use whenever they want. Don't make it sound so ugly. The master is bigger, so Yuan can stay there. It'll be easier for mom to pick him up, and Lin Xiaowei can stay over sometimes. Wow. You've divided up every room. Did you also decide where I'm supposed to sleep when I come back? Get everything out. The bed is here and already paid for. You want us to send it back now? Whoever ordered it can pay for it. Who made the key? Jingzhou gave it to me. Do I need your permission to have a key to my son's home? Is her name on the deed? You married Jingzhou, so why separate what's yours from what's his? This home belongs to the family, and so does the money you earn. Grandma said this apartment will be mine someday. Yuan, don't say that. I'm not making it up. Grandma said Aunt Qingning has no kids, so the apartment will be mine eventually. Fine. So you've already planned how to divide my property after I'm gone? The kid said one silly thing. You're really taking it seriously? Forget what the child said for now. I can see exactly what all of you are doing. Let them move the bed in. We can talk about everything else at home. You won't take it away? Fine, I'm calling the police. Qingning, he'll only stay a few days. Do you have to blow this up? You copied my key, let yourselves in, and even forged my signature. And you're asking if I'm overreacting? We're staying out of this. Take the bed back. Sir, I already paid you. This is outrageous. You've been married into our family for 6 years, and you won't even do this one favor. No wonder you can't have a child. Are you done? What's with that attitude? Listen carefully. Starting today, no one in the Zhou family is allowed in this apartment. Give me the keys and move the registration out within 3 days. No, we'll lose the school placement. That's your problem. Do you know how much we spent? 480,000 yuan. Who got the 480,000? Stay out of the money issue. You're using my apartment, then telling me to stay out of it? Do you have to ruin Yuan's chance? You're not helping him, Qingning. If the police get involved, the neighbors will laugh at all of us. You weren't embarrassed to take my things. Why should I be embarrassed to call the police? He's your husband. How is taking a few things from you theft? Fine. Then I'll take your bank book and sign your name. We can call that helping family too. Don't you dare! What? You don't like it? Enough. Stop arguing over semantics. I'm not. Move everything out. This is the last time I'm saying it. If you call the police, what will the neighbors think? Let them think whatever they want. If you touch my property without permission, I will take action. Qingning, don't burn every bridge. I didn't burn the bridge. You broke into my home first. I still have the deed. Let's see what you can do without the original. A lost deed can be replaced. Didn't you know that? What do you want to do? Transfer the apartment to you and Mom? It's worth over 4 million yuan. You can't just transfer it on a whim. Are you sure about this? You bought it for me before I married. As long as it stays in my name, they'll keep coming after it. I'll go with you tomorrow morning. We can process it at 9:30 tomorrow morning. One more thing. Someone filed a spousal ownership objection tonight, but it failed the initial review. Was the applicant Zhou Jingzhou? Yes. He hasn't gotten the apartment, but he's already reaching for it. Good. Tomorrow he can watch and see that it has nothing to do with him. The property was paid in full before the marriage using the parents' funds. There was no transfer of ownership to the spouse, and both parents confirmed the gift. Did you transfer the apartment? Have you lost your mind? That place is worth at least 4 million. So? That apartment is our safety net. Where was that concern for us when you forged my signature? If you transfer it, I'll divorce you. Fine. What did you say? I said I'm fine with a divorce. It's my turn now. Ding. Get back here! Once registration is complete, ownership changes immediately. I understand. Can you really let it go? Of course it hurts. But no matter how much it hurts, I can't leave it there for them to keep scheming over. All the documents are in order. We can proceed. Please don't do this. Please do not interfere with the transaction. If you transfer it, what happens to Yuan? He goes back to his old school. Then what about my money? What money? The 480,000. If the apartment is transferred, what happens to my 480,000? Ms. Gu, the system also shows a spousal objection. It claims the couple used this premarital property as their shared residence, even though it has sat empty throughout the marriage. How could we have used it as a shared residence? He even dared to make that up. That's why it failed the initial review. We only act on clear title and valid evidence. Please print the rejection notice too. I want it for my records. If you're sure, sign it. Don't look back. Dad, I'm not acting out of anger. If the apartment stays in my name, they'll keep reaching for it. I bought this place for your mother because I wanted you to have a way out. Transferring it back to us isn't shameful. I'm not running back to my parents. I just won't let them use this apartment against me anymore. Come home when you're done. Don't carry this alone, okay? Who got the 480,000? That's our family's money. Why should I tell you? You're using my apartment for the school placement. That's why. You're married. You can't just transfer a home without asking my brother. This is Ms. Gu's separate premarital property. The title is clear and spousal consent is not required. But my son's household registration is still there. Household registration is not ownership. The school still has to verify the actual owner. Qingning, I admit I was wrong. Please have your parents transfer the apartment back. Once Yuan gets into experimental elementary, I'll move the registration right away. Okay? That's not what you said yesterday. I said it out of anger. Now you're getting nervous. Stop acting like the child has nowhere to go. His old school is perfectly fine. Failing to buy your way into experimental elementary doesn't mean he can't attend school. You don't get to use my daughter's apartment for a child's schooling. Now who got the 480,000? Someone who handles school placements. Your brother knows him. What's his name? I only heard them call him Mr. Han. Your brother helped transfer the money too. Do you have receipts? There's a consulting contract, but it only lists 200,000. Your brother said the other 280,000 couldn't be written into it. And you mortgaged your home for this money? I borrowed 280,000 from Horan. My brother said he'd front the other 200,000. Does Horan know? No. Qingning, give me 3 days. I promise I'll move the registration out. Too late. I've already reported the forged documents. The receipt. I got it. Give it to me. Why should I? Give my daughter her bag back. Dad. This is between husband and wife. Don't call me Dad. When you took her deed, did you remember I was her father? You really transferred a 4 million yuan apartment to your parents. Go reverse it now. If you don't, we're finished. Weren't you the one who asked for a divorce? I said it in anger. I took you seriously. Jingzhou, what about the money? What am I supposed to do if I can't get it back? We'll talk at home. You promised me it was guaranteed to work. Mr. Zhou, this can no longer be done. Under the contract, the 480,000 is a consulting fee and is non-refundable. Why isn't it refundable? I even mortgaged my own home. If Haran finds out, he'll divorce me. When you mortgaged the house, why didn't you ask whether I wanted to use my home to get your son into school? Jingzhou said you'd agree in the end. So you went ahead first and planned to force me to agree after everything was done. You never expected me to transfer the apartment because you thought I was easy to push around. I honestly thought Jingzhou had cleared it with you. Cleared it with me? The first thing you said when you walked in was, I picked the master bedroom. When did you ever discuss anything with me? You never cared whether I'd agree. Jingzhou, why do you have my mother's bank card? That card hasn't been used in years. Give it to me. Why should I give you your mother's card? She left it at our place. I forgot about it. Give it back. Yajuan, did you have a card ending in 6279? She did, but it disappeared 2 years ago. Was there money in it? More than 100,000. It disappeared 2 years ago. I asked the bank and Jingzhou said he'd help me look into it. Mom, you're remembering it wrong. You gave me that card. I gave it to you? Why would I give you my PIN? Who told you? Jingzhou, the 200,000 you put into our shop didn't come from this card, did it? Shut up. I saw the transfer receipt. Su Yajuan's name was on it, but you told me the money came from a friend. Let's not discuss the company accounts right now. Pull the transaction history. Do it now. Check Su Yajuan's account. What else did you take besides the card? Nothing. You took the deed, and you have my mother's card. Yet you expect me to believe you touched nothing else? The safe looks like someone went through it. Gu, your 300,000 yuan time deposit book is missing. What? A stack of ID copies is missing too. I'll go look. Maybe we misplaced them. Don't bother. You can explain it when the police arrive. Qingning, we've been married for 6 years. Are you really going to have me arrested? You took my documents and touched my parents' money, and now you're asking whether I'm calling the police? Please don't call the police. Jingzhou didn't take the money. I did. I took the bank card and the deposit book to help Jingzhou with cash flow. I meant nothing else by it. When did you enter my parents' home? Jingzhou had a key. I went in with him. And you forced open the safe too? I didn't know it was this serious. I thought we were just borrowing it. Jingzhou said the other party had 3 properties as collateral and would repay 600,000 in 1 month. Do you know any of the property owners? No. But Jingzhou said it was all real. Wait. The borrower is Han Chengji. Why did the money go to an education consulting company? Qingning, don't blow this up. I'll replace the money on the card by the end of the month and find the deposit book. Okay? A minute ago you said you touched nothing. How can you suddenly replace it now? I was only using it temporarily. You used my mother's identity to do it. Stop calling everything illegal. This isn't as serious as you're making it sound. Let the police decide how serious it is. Don't lecture us. I took the card to help Jingzhou. I didn't pocket the money. It doesn't matter who you were helping. That's my parents' home, not somewhere you can search whenever you want. Stop covering for him. Tell us everything from the beginning. This is the company that took my 480,000. I borrowed 280,000. Jingzhou said he'd front 200,000, and it was all supposed to secure Yuan's school placement. Mom, where did this 500,000 bridge loan come from? I don't know anything about a school placement. Jingzhou told me he was borrowing 500,000 and would make 100,000 in a month. No, listen to me. This is more complicated than that. Fine, explain it. The contract has no registered collateral and no guarantee paperwork. Hold all 3 property deeds, and I want to file a police report. You promised a full refund if it didn't work, Lin Xiaowei. Think carefully before you tell them everything. I've already lost almost everything. What is there left to think about? What's this? A property sale agreement. The buyer is Zhou Jingzhou. Jingzhou, when did you sell the apartment? I didn't buy it. It was only a letter of intent. It's a 1.2 million yuan property, and you paid a 500,000 deposit. You call that an idea? You just said the 500,000 was for a friend's cash flow. How much else are you hiding? Han Chengji scammed me too. He said it was a distressed property priced below market and I could make 400,000 reselling it. So you gambled with someone else's money. Taking property without permission is not borrowing. How much is left on the card? 3 yuan and 60 cents. It had over 183,000. Now this is all that's left. It was withdrawn in 5 transfers 2 months ago. 100,000 to the education company and over 80,000 to a personal account. The account belongs to Tang Wanning. Why was the phone number on my mother's card changed too? The bank says someone used a copy of my ID and an authorization letter, but I never signed it. The agent was Zhou Jingzhou. I didn't go to the bank, I only took the card and deposit book. You still call that borrowing? Jingzhou told me the deposit book was safe. The 300,000 is still there, but someone tried to use it for a 260,000 secured loan. The signatures didn't match, so it wasn't funded. What about my 480,000? Check that too. 200,000 went to the education company. The other 280,000 also went to Tang Wanning. Some of my mother's money and Lin Xiaowei's money both went to Tang Wanning. She's the company accountant. It's normal for her to collect payments. We just verified that Han Chengji is the registered owner, and Tang Wanning isn't listed as an employee. Then what exactly is your relationship with her? Over the last 6 months, Zhou Jingzhou transferred money to Tang Wanning 17 times. The latest transfer was labeled home payment. Jingzhou, you kept saying you fronted that 200,000. Where did it actually come from? My own money. You're making minimum payments on your credit cards. Where did you get 200,000? I have a salary. I don't owe you an explanation for how I use my money. You don't owe him an explanation. But how did my mother's 183,000 and her 280,000 end up in Tang Wanning's account together? Didn't you say you were only holding that card for the in-laws? Mom, stop making this worse. I took the card and deposit book for you, and now I'm the one making things worse. Zhou Jingzhou, I'm done with you. Miss Su, we'll compare every transfer time from that card against surveillance footage and the authorization documents. Please investigate all of it. What else did Zhou Jingzhou handle? Are you trying to drive me to my death? No one is doing that to you. Tell us one by one everything you did. Jingzhou, what exactly is your relationship with Tang Wanning? Lin Xiaowei, you mortgaged our house behind my back and borrowed 280,000. Your brother told me to do it. He said once Yuan got into experimental elementary, that apartment would belong to the child someday. You wanted something for yourself. Stop blaming everything on my brother. I'm blaming him? She handled the 480,000, and he also moved the 180,000 plus from Qingning's mother. You really went into their home for money? I thought we were just borrowing it. You call prying open a safe borrowing? I didn't open it. Jingzhou used tools to force it open. 3 property deeds. 2 are forged, and 1 was reported lost and voided. The property tied to it has also been seized. Then what about my 500,000? Where's the money? There was never any 500,000 investment. I made up the bridge investment because I was afraid you'd discover the money was gone from the card. You even lied to me! Who is Tang Wanning? Just a friend. Just a friend? 17 transfers in 6 months and you call that business? I've met her. She's the school placement consultant near the school. Jingzhou was there every time money came up, swearing it was foolproof. Give me her number. The transit alert shows she bought a ticket for 2:10 this afternoon and is preparing to leave the city. Leave her out of this. I transferred the money willingly. If you transferred it willingly, why did you forge your mother-in-law's authorization? Ms. Gu, we reviewed Zhou Yuan's file. In addition to the forged owner's signature, there's a property verification form with a red seal. The verification form is real. No, the seal is not from the registration office. Who submitted it? Zhou Jingzhou submitted it with Tang Wanning. She claimed to represent you. Don't touch the documents. Seal them for me. I'll come over as soon as I'm done here. Add this too. She never boarded the train. She changed direction before entering and took a car south. Why are you all looking at me? I didn't warn her. I've been here the whole time. You went to the restroom alone before entering the interview room. The contract only lists 200,000. Where did the other 280,000 go? Your brother said the connection fees couldn't go through the company books and you believed him? She sat right beside me and guaranteed he'd take responsibility if anything went wrong. So what is he taking responsibility for now? Stop arguing. We need a full account of who submitted documents, who transferred money, and who was present. The sooner everything is clear, the better our chance of recovering the money. Horan, don't put all the blame on your brother. Wasn't he trying to help Yuan too? Mom, you're still defending him? Save every call, voice message, and transfer receipt. Don't delete or alter any original files. Even deleted messages and call records can be recovered. Did you warn that woman? If she gets away, what happens to the money? Can you be quiet for 1 minute? I'm taking the fall for you, and now you resent me for speaking up. Jingzhou, you also told us the school district department would go to Yuan. Was that a lie too? I only wanted you to feel secure. By offering up my apartment? How generous of you. Qingning, I taught them how to prepare the school documents, but I didn't make the fake seal. You forged my signature, yet you're drawing a line at the fake seal? We just heard from the bank. Tang Wanning transferred 460,000 this morning into an account under Zhou Yuan's name. That's impossible. Yuan is only 8. A guardian can open a child's account. I'm his father, and I didn't open it. It was opened 6 months ago, and Zhou Jingzhou is listed as the biological father. What? Who told her to put that? I never agreed. The account file also contains an altered birth certificate. Jingzhou, you listed yourself as my son's father just to make opening the account easier? Where's the bank card? Tang Wanning has it. And the PIN? 10 minutes after the 460,000 arrived, all of it was used to buy gold bars. The pickup site was Southside Mall, and Tang Wanning collected them. She's planning to run with the gold. That's how it looks. No, you can't go. Move! Once the fake seal is reported, no one can contain this. Just tell the school you authorized it. Then I won't go after you over the transfer. You still think you can go after me? We're not divorced yet. We will be soon. Do you think Tang Wanning only took 460,000? 6 months ago, I signed a sale agreement for your school district apartment. You're not the owner. What good would your signature do? What if the seller signed Gu Qingning's name? You forged my signature again. The buyer paid a 600,000 deposit, and the contract says double damages if you don't transfer title. Who's the buyer? You need a birth certificate to open the account. Where did he get one? I gave him a copy because he said it was needed for the school transfer. You even gave him the birth certificate? How was I supposed to know he'd alter it? He forged my name. Altering a birth certificate was nothing to him. You all just assumed the victim would never be you. Ha! Put an emergency hold on the child's account, then verify the guardian documents. The mall has also been told to preserve surveillance footage from the gold pickup. It's just one child's account. Do you really need to investigate this much? You're the one who moved money through an 8-year-old's account. If that account is involved, will Yuan be blamed? Don't panic. We'll trace the actual user, device, verification number, and use of funds. Jingzhou, why did you insist on listing yourself as the father? You call it convenience, but it means doing things behind everyone's back. I asked you before, who is the buyer in that sale agreement? Han Chengji. The agreement wasn't signed by the real owner. Without genuine authorization, it can't bind the owner. As for double repayment of the deposit, first we need to see who actually received the money. So who ended up with the 600,000? Han Chengji was the buyer, but the money went to Tang Wanning. You call that a normal sale? They work together. Where's the original sale contract? In the study safe at home. What's the combination? Tang Wanning's birthday. You used her birthday as the safe combination, and inside were more contracts with my forged name. The contract isn't what you think. Then tell me what it is. 6 months ago, I needed money. Han Chengji said we could use the school district apartment for a short-term deal, $600,000 up front, then $650,000 to buy it back. So you stole the deed and forged my signature. I thought I'd replace the money quickly. Where did the $600,000 go? $350,000 went to Tang Wanning, and $250,000 covered earlier losses. What else did you invest in? How much did you lose on the crypto scheme? Over $800,000. You used my daughter's apartment to fill an 800,000 yuan hole. I never really meant to sell it. It wasn't that you didn't want to sell. You thought I'd never find out. The alert says Tang Wanning picked up the gold and entered an upscale complex on the south side, Building 16, Unit 2. Who owns it? The registered owner is Zhou Jingzhou. When did you buy another home? I didn't. It sold 4 months ago for 1.86 million, and title is in your name. You listed your marital status as single. You've been married to me for 6 years, yet you called yourself single when you bought a home. The down payment came from 3 sources: $250,000 in fraudulent financing, $180,000 from Ms. Su's bank card, and $130,000 from Tang Wanning. You used our family's money to buy it, but put only your name on the deed. It wasn't meant as a home. It was in my name to make borrowing easier. Then who lives there now? Inside? Who else could it be? Tang Wanning. What? You used your own family's money to buy a home for your mistress. Don't act shocked. Weren't you always saying Qingning had no children and the property shouldn't go to an outsider? This all started because she insisted on getting Yuan into experimental elementary. Mom, stop putting this on me. Weren't you always saying the school district apartment should go to Yuan someday? I only wanted to leave something for my grandson. I had no idea he was keeping another woman. Enough. Stop playing innocent. One of you wanted the apartment, one wanted the school, and she wanted the money. Now it's all collided. Gu Qingning. Don't pretend you're spotless. Haven't you benefited from this family over the years? So that means I owe you my premarital apartment and my parents' money to cover your 800,000 loss? Stop. From here on, we follow the evidence, not whoever shouts loudest. The false marital status in the Southside Properties purchase records also needs separate investigation. When it was her own business, she even erased the fact that she was married. I only filled in the wrong marital status. Marital status, source of down payment, and spousal consent were all wrong. That's not a typo. Wasn't it also your idea to move Yuan's registration into the apartment and pressure her to give in? I meant eventually. I truly didn't know she'd bought it before the marriage. I told you long ago, but you refused to believe me. You even said to threaten her with divorce and that Jingzhou could take half if they split. So you even discussed how to divide my apartment after my divorce? I never said that. You did. You also said that once Yuan moved in, Qingning would never have the heart to throw a child out. Hey, the search warrant for the Southside property is approved. Tang Wanning may have a large amount of property. Go to the scene now. The school documents are secured. Head to the Southside property. I'm coming with you. Whoever paid for the place may be living there. We need to preserve the evidence first. The resident was here 10 minutes ago but hasn't answered the door. So she really does live here. Mom, I'm fine. This photo was taken the day of my surgery last year. Didn't he say he was on a business trip? So this is where he went. More than 10 children across 3 schools, each involving over 100,000. Lin Xiaowei wasn't the only victim. This seal matches the fake one found at Experimental Elementary. Wait, that's Yuan's birth certificate. Why does it name Zhou Jingzhou? Don't touch it. Put it down and wait for the police to secure it. I didn't sign this. Who did you give these documents to? Jingzhou said he needed them for school visits and the transfer. Someone's here. Wanting, forget the gold. I booked you a flight out tonight. Han Chengji, stop running. The building is sealed. The mortgage account ends in the same digits as Zhou Jingzhou's. She really made herself at home here. Did our 280,000 get poured into this place too? We can trace the renovation and appliance payments. I mortgaged my home to borrow that money. If it bought their furniture and renovations, don't start crying yet. The transaction history will show whether the money was spent here. Search this place. Don't miss anything connected to me, my parents, or Yuan. These are all proof that someone actually lived here. He called it a paper holding, but the utilities, HOA fees, and furniture are all real. He would say anything when he was lying to us. Photograph everything where it is, don't touch anything. Tang Wanning is still in the building. The owner is out of town, so the unit should be empty. Come out on your own, Tang Wanning. Where's my 480,000? Where's the money? The contract clearly says consulting fee. You used fake seals and documents to scam me, and now you want to talk about the contract? I want a lawyer. Where's Han Chengji? I don't know. Wasn't that him telling you to run on the phone? It was his phone, but I don't know where he is. I only had 2 bars. The bank record shows 10. I don't have the rest. Where are they? Ask Han Chengji. Stop focusing only on me. Your husband provided the property records, and he gave me samples of your signature to practice copying. When did this start? 2 years ago. He asked whether a school district apartment could be financed without the owner knowing. He said if he pushed it through, you'd complain for 2 days, then his mother and brother's family would pressure you until you accepted it. What if I refused? I asked the same thing. What did he say? He said you wouldn't throw away a 6-year marriage and didn't have the nerve to truly turn on him. He was wrong. First move Yuan in and create proof of residence. Qingning talks tough, but would she really throw a child out? She couldn't do it. What if she tried to sell? Create a 20-year lease and offset the rent against a fake debt. With a lease attached, she'd have a hard time selling. You used my son to occupy the apartment. Didn't you also want to leave it to your son? This is a divorce agreement. The wife's signature is forged too. It says I give up our joint savings and pay Zhou Jingzhou another 800,000, and it's dated 3 days from now. My mother already has the spare key. Lin Xiaowei will move the bed in. Once Yuan stays for a week, the school can call it an actual residence. Gu Qingning won't call the police. She can't stand public embarrassment. I ordered the bed, but I knew nothing about the rest. You knew I never agreed, yet you moved it in anyway. That's enough. Don't blame everything on me. Which member of the Zhou family wasn't chasing something for themselves? Don't drag me into this. Am I wrong? Your husband is more ruthless than you realize. His favorite line was, "Do it first so she has no choice." You always forged things first, then forced people to agree. Yes, once it was done, most people complained but eventually accepted it. I didn't. You even decided the day I'd supposedly choose to divorce. We've secured the fake property verification and authorization forms. The 6 months of utility records are questionable too. The apartment was empty, so how are there 6 months of residency records? The address on the payment records is real, but a property management company made the payments and usage was near zero. The initial review only checked the format. So all that remained was my signature. Correct. Only your confirmation would have sent it to final review. Now ownership has changed and the authorization appears forged, so the transfer should stop immediately. We've begun the cancellation process. Wait, can Yuan return to his old school? His original enrollment was never canceled, so he can attend normally. You heard that? He still has a school. I can testify. I saved the voice messages where Jingzhou pushed me to mortgage the house. Give them to the police. Could you drop the issue of me copying the key and moving in furniture? No. I'm willing to testify and you still won't let me off? Cooperating with the investigation is your duty. Don't use it to bargain with me. Ms. Gu will also investigate why 6 straight months of abnormal utility usage were not flagged during initial review. I have one demand. If anyone brings in my documents without me present, do not treat it as my consent. Understood. The 480,000 is gone and experimental elementary didn't happen, but Yuan still has his old school. The only thing gone is the shortcut you tried to buy. Easy for you to say. You didn't borrow the money. Easy? My apartment was frozen and my identity was stolen. You were the ones taking it easy, assuming you'd finish first and force me to accept it. We'll add a risk flag to the file. First check the loans under Zhou Jingzhou's properties, then check your credit report for anything else. Ms. Gu currently has a 500,000 yuan consumer loan that's 2 months overdue. I never took out that loan. It was processed 3 months ago at a partner branch using your ID, income statement, and authorization. Who received the money? Not Ms. Gu's account. The signature is also false and needs handwriting analysis. Han Chengji is listed as the facilitator and Zhou Jingzhou as guarantor. Pause all collection activity. Open an identity theft review. One more thing. After the 500,000 arrived, 300,000 went to an overseas trading platform and 200,000 to a children's education organization. Whose name was used for that money? Xu Yuan. If this was identity theft, the debt must be removed and the branch's review failure investigated. Apologies can wait. Fix the credit report, stop the debits, and secure every processing document. I'll include all of that. They didn't just take your apartment, they took your identity. I never enrolled Yuan in any 200,000 yuan education program. The organization is less than a year old and run by Jiang Dongsheng, whose name appears on the 3 fake deeds. The education group, Fake Deeds, and Han Chengji are now connected. Why did they insist on using Yuan's name? Labeling it a child's education expense makes it easier to call it a family expense. If creditors sue, Zhou Jingzhou could try to pull Ms. Gu into joint liability. He even used a child as a shield. Check every account under Yuan's name. We found 2 more besides the one used to buy gold. What do the transactions show? One received a 200,000 refund from the education organization, then sent it to Tang Wanning the next day. And the other? The other is linked to a crypto trading platform and moved over 1 million yuan in 6 months. Yuan is 8, so he isn't the actual user. Find who forged the Guardian documents and controlled the account. 6 months ago, Jingzhou took ID photos of Yuan for what he called a school visitor pass. I gave him the household register and birth certificate too. You believed anything he said. You were always saying your brother had connections too. If you two want to fight, do it at home. For now, tell us when you handed over the documents, whom you met, and how you paid. Tang Wanning admitted she and Han Chengji ran a so-called school placement service. They targeted parents desperate to transfer schools, collected consulting fees, then demanded more for connections and extra documents. Then what was Zhou Jingzhou? Another victim? No. He began referring parents 2 years ago and took a 20% cut from every deal. Ha! Of your 480,000, 96,000 was meant as his kickback. Later, when he needed more for his debts, they made him provide Ms. Gu's property records and her parents' identity documents. Was the Southside property used to move money too? That's how it looks. Where is Han Chengji? Tang Wanning says she gave the remaining 8 gold bars to Han Chengji, and he's preparing to leave the area. One more thing. 6 months ago, Jingzhou had me get a new phone line for Yuan, supposedly for school activities. He's kept the SIM ever since. Give me the number. That number was used to verify 2 children's accounts. He even used the child's phone line to control the accounts, which helps prove the child was not operating them. Stop hiding behind "I didn't know." Once you hand over IDs and phone numbers, you can't control what people do with them. And the 96,000? He did receive it. Some was paid early, and some became transfers between him and Tang Wanning. So we paid 480,000, and he took a cut. You thought he was helping family, but he treated you like customers. Hello, Ms. Su. Your husband's time deposit book is tied to an irregular pledge. They want the school district department transferred back in exchange for canceling a 3 million yuan loan. Deadline is tonight. They couldn't get the apartment, so now they're using my father's name too. Don't let the 3 million figure scare you. There was no real disbursement, and a fake contract alone can't create a valid debt. Then what do they actually want? The registration number on the receipt. With that number, they can keep forging title documents. Oh no. Yingzhou, aren't you at the police station? Make Qingning transfer the apartment back, or someone will use that 3 million yuan contract to collect tomorrow. You ran. I have to save myself. If they uncover everything, my life is over. You did this to yourself, one step at a time. We've been married 6 years. Do you have to push me into a dead end? Where was that 6-year marriage when you forged documents using my parents and my identities? 7 tonight. Warehouse 3 at the West Freight Depot. Come alone and bring the complete receipt. While documents were being checked, Zhou Jingzhou claimed he needed to make a call and slipped out a side door. A vehicle with fake plates picked him up. Han Chengji is believed to be the driver. I'll go with her. You can't go in like that. Our officers will set up first. The real receipt cannot go with her. Make a replica and replace the number. We can do that. At the scene, your only job is to stall. Don't provoke him. Qingning, he isn't really getting you alone. Police will surround the area. I'll keep the real receipt. This copy is only to buy time, and its number isn't genuine. I understand. Leave the moment anything feels wrong. Don't try to tough it out. Dad, he can't control me anymore. The deposit book and contracts are evidence, not leverage to pull me back. The more desperately he wants the receipt, the more it proves his title documents are useless. What scares him most is that I will never approve anything for him again. We'll cover all 3 warehouse exits, but don't approach any vehicle on your own. What if he only talks to me? Keep him talking. Ask where the documents came from, whether the contracts are real, and where Han Chengji is. Get whatever you can. Understood. Where's the receipt? Where's the contract? Show me the registration number first. First, show me Dad's ID documents, authorization, and loan contract. I have everything. Transfer the apartment back, and I'll pretend you never called the police. After everything you've done, you're still bargaining with me. Qingning, you were never like this before. You tolerated Mom's insults. You tolerated Haran borrowing money. You can't leave this family. So every time I tolerated something, you took it as my consent. I made one wrong move. 1. You took the deed, forged the signature, moved the card, and arranged the loan. Which one of those wasn't your choice? Throw me the document bag. Where's Han Chengji? He won't come out to see you. The 3 million loan was never funded, was it? With complete documents, even a fake can be made to look real. The police outside heard that clearly. You set me up. Zhou Jingzhou, don't move! Block the vehicle! Stay back! Tell Han Chengji to come get me! Release her and step back. Zhou Jingzhou, you're not getting away. None of this would have happened if you hadn't transferred the apartment. One signature at the school and everyone would have been fine. Your everyone never included me. Qingning? I'm fine, Gu Qingning. You destroyed this family, not me. You stole and lied one thing after another until you hollowed this family out yourself. The 3 million contract uses the seal of a dissolved company, and no money was disbursed. It proves no debt. It only proves they kept forging documents. ID copies, household records, and property documents were taken from more than your family. Fake sale agreements were made for at least 4 homes. This was planned. Their first target was Gu Qingning, premarital property and an owner they saw as easy to pressure. To him, 6 years of marriage meant only easy to pressure. We also found records for several other parents. All of them will be investigated. Han Chengji drove into the Riverside Logistics Park. 6 gold bars were found in a truck. 2 are still missing. Keep every highway exit locked down. While fleeing, Han Chengji left an anonymous tracking card in the car. One had previously been linked to Zhou Yuan's child account. Have Zhou Haoran give the police the account back-end records. The last location was the North Highway entrance. We got him. Han Chengji was hiding inside a refrigerated truck with the last 2 gold bars and 100,000 in cash. That's everything. One more development. When we moved to freeze the Southside property, we found a second mortgage for 1.2 million placed yesterday. Where's the spousal consent form? It bears your signature. Where did the money go? Get your injuries examined and documented. Don't brush this off by saying you're fine. I know. I'll preserve every record I need. Do you feel nothing for me anymore? I did. That's why I gave you so many chances. There are none left. Let's go. The full 1.2 million first entered your mother-in-law's account. I never saw it. Jingzhou controlled that card, and I don't even know the PIN. The card is in your name. Jingzhou opened it for me last year, supposedly for benefits. The phone number isn't yours, and the address is the Southside property. I knew nothing about that. What did you sign for him before? Only a few blank sheets. He said they were for supplemental senior benefits. Your family really signs blank paper without hesitation. The 1.2 million stayed in Ms. Zhao's account for 7 minutes. 800,000 went to Han Chengji's debt consulting company and 400,000 to 4 high-interest lenders. The Southside property was mortgaged again. The money passed through his mother's account, then paid his personal debts. That's the money trail we have. He scammed me too. You may never have seen this money, but you followed him into my parents' home and took the card and deposit book. You can't claim ignorance about that. But I didn't spend a cent of that 1.2 million. Why should I be liable? Liability doesn't depend on whether the money stayed in your account. It depends on what you knew and how you participated. Stop taking the blame for your son. Tell the truth about what you signed and took. Over 2 years, he earned more than 700,000 in commissions from 12 families. Most went into crypto schemes, and some paid the Southside mortgage and Tang Wanning's living expenses. Play the final recording. What if Gu Qingning absolutely refuses to let the child move in? Have my mother make a scene and taunt her about being unable to have children, record her when she gets angry, then claim she's emotionally unstable and unfit to control family property. When do we use the fake divorce agreement? Once the 500,000 loan comes out, send it to the creditors so they chase her. While she's tied up in credit disputes, I'll sell the Southside property. Move. Qingning, I'm fine. Every new piece of evidence actually makes me feel safer. All those times I stayed quiet were pointless. This came from a paternity testing lab. What test? Samples, Zhou Jingzhou and Zhou Yuan. Why were those 2 tested? Tell me. This older report says they are biologically father and son. It's fake. It has to be fake. The file even lists each family's likelihood of success and how to pressure them. What does mine say? Married, childless, parents have savings, emotionally attached. They wrote all of that down. To them, those aren't relationships. They're weaknesses. What are these family cooperation fees? We need to investigate. They may be kickbacks to intermediaries. 12 families, each probably believing they had special connections. The ledgers and bank records can prove a lot. Lin Xiaowei. Whose son is Yuan? It's fake. It has to be fake. Then why was it in his safe? I don't know. You can't even tell me who the child's father is? Ha ha ha! 9 years ago, we briefly split over the bride price. Jingzhou came to talk me through it, and we drank. Later, you came back, and I found out I was pregnant. I truly didn't know who the father was. When did he find out? At Yuan's physical last year, the blood types didn't match. He got suspicious and secretly ran the test. I only found out 2 months ago. You knew, yet still gave him the child's documents. He said he could get Yuan into experimental elementary. I never agreed to make him a guardian, and I didn't sign that form. The old report is only a lead. We'll take fresh samples and confirm it. Haoran, the child had no choice in this. Be angry, but don't take it out on him. He admitted the test wasn't about claiming his son. He wanted the secret to control all of you. How? Xiao Wei would pressure you for the school. Zhao Shuhua would push even harder once she heard eldest grandson. After the child moved in, he'd lock the apartment with a fake lease. If you sought divorce, he'd use the child's paternity to keep Haoran's family cooperating. He even schemed with his biological son. He accounted for everyone except one thing. You transferred the apartment the next day. The results are confirmed. Yuan is Jingzhou's biological son and the Zhou family's eldest grandson. Since Yuan has no registration there now, can we discuss the apartment again? No. Transfer it back. I'll talk to Jingzhou and he can give you the Southside property and the divorce. That property is already frozen. How can he give me anything? And whoever Yuan's father is, has nothing to do with my apartment. Do you have to be this heartless? The fake documents are being canceled. No one in your family will ever touch Splendid Gardens again. Ms. Gu, the new review is complete. The original registration used a forged authorization and formal cancellation has begun. What do you need from me? Only one more in-person confirmation. After all this, what were my 8 years of raising him? You raised him for 8 years. A test doesn't erase those years, but the child can no longer be tied to the apartment. Keep the issues separate. You can resolve Yuan's paternity yourselves. The forged signatures and stolen money are adult matters. Don't put them on the child. I'm afraid Yuan will learn about this someday. You and Haoran can handle that slowly. Don't use his paternity to bargain for an apartment or school. If I hadn't obsessed over experimental elementary, would none of this have happened? Zhou Jingzhou was already deceiving people before you, but you knew the apartment wasn't yours and moved the bed in anyway. You are responsible for that. We were both wrong. They can't take the apartment, and the registration is gone. Now it's time to settle my account with Zhou Jingzhou. Qingning, withdraw the divorce. I can explain a lot of this. Don't bother. The evidence against you fills more than 10 binders. Forged authorizations, identity theft loans, money trails, recordings, and fake sale agreements. Plus the source of funds for the Southside property. The Southside home was acquired during the marriage. It should be divided as marital property. We aren't disputing its marital status. But first, the $183,000 stolen from Ms. Gu's parents must be repaid, and the $250,000 must be accounted for, along with the unlawful debt created through fraudulent financing and the renovation mortgage. We must also determine whether the nearly $900,000 in credit loans under Zhou Jingzhou's name was used for ordinary family expenses. We were married 6 years. How can she claim these debts had nothing to do with her? I didn't know about your investments, the home you bought Tang Wanning, or the loans you took in my name. Which one do you expect me to accept? The trading records show the funds never went toward normal marital expenses. Marriage is not permission to borrow under a spouse's identity. Our joint account had over $300,000, and Zhou Jingzhou transferred most of it out. That was our marital money too. Marital money isn't yours to secretly move whenever you want. I was trying to win back what I lost. You always called everything one little thing. Moving the registration, forging my signature, taking cards, using the apartment for cash. Together, those little things nearly dragged my parents down too. I don't want explanations. The evidence will decide the accounting. Handwriting analysis confirms the wife's signature was not Gu Qingning's, and both parties never approved the agreement. It was only a draft. A draft where I give up our savings and take on another $800,000. I was trying to leave myself an escape. You left yourself an escape by leaving the whole trap to me. The submitted recording also proves the agreement was meant to shift the debt onto her when creditors came. Qingning, I truly know I was wrong. You don't regret being wrong. You regret that you can't escape it anymore. I still own half of the Southside property, don't I? You can't take everything. I never said I'd take everything. First, repay everything you stole, scammed, and borrowed in my name. Then we can discuss division. That's the division principle we've submitted. The court will follow evidence, not whoever shouts loudest. The broad picture is clear. You are not liable for his personal investment debts. The identity theft loan will be removed separately. After the Southside property is sold, valid mortgages and restitution are paid first. What about our $183,000? The frozen accounts and property sale proceeds should cover most of it. We'll continue pursuing the rest. We finally made it this far. It isn't over. Lin Xiaowei's $480,000, the other victim families, the fake seals, and the false contracts still depend on the criminal case. We just received news. The delinquency mark on your $500,000 identity theft loan can be removed pending final verification. Han Chengji, Tang Wanning, and Zhou Jingzhou will be sentenced soon. The divorce is final. Jingzhou's investment debts were not assigned to you. The money he took from the joint account is being recovered from the Southside property, whose proceeds will first pay the valid mortgage, then return your $183,000 and related losses. The fraudulent financing will be cleared too. Will we recover all of it? Your portion should be fine. More than $300,000 of Lin Xiaowei's $480,000 was recovered. The rest was squandered on crypto schemes and can't currently be recovered. What about what she did herself? Her voluntary evidence will be recorded, but copying the key and entering the apartment won't disappear because she later cooperated. Responsibility will be assessed normally. Qingning, can you help prove that I was scammed too? You were scammed. I won't deny that. Then could you put in a good word for me? You knew the apartment was mine, yet copied the key, moved in a bed, and chose the master bedroom. Those facts are real too. I only wanted my child to attend a better school. Every one of you says it was for the child, but the child didn't clean up any of the mess you left. We're divorced now. What about Yuan? He's back at his old school, and the fraudulently opened accounts have been frozen and closed. A father-son relationship can't simply vanish, but I won't make the child carry the adult's debts. That's enough for me. Han Chengji bore primary responsibility for the fake seals, false contracts, and money transfers. Tang Wanning was handled according to law, including her participation and help recovering property. Zhou Jingzhou was found to have referred clients, supplied identity documents, forged files, and moved money. The verdict is in. Oh, do you want to see him? He's requested a visit several times. No. I don't want to say a single word to him. He doesn't want to know if I'm okay. He only wants to know whether I'll forgive him. I won't give him that answer. After what he did, he can't expect to lose nothing. The lender's internal review found serious failures in processing. The identity theft loan will not remain under your name. And the $300,000 sent to the overseas platform, it will be recovered through the case and is not Ms. Gu's liability. I only want to confirm one thing. No one will use that fake authorization to make me repay anything again, right? No. The related accounts and documents have all been flagged. For months, I've woken up afraid another debt would appear. There won't be another one. They recovered over $300,000, but I still owe the bank more than $100,000. That's between you and the bank. Don't you feel even a little sorry for me? You were scammed, and I know this is hard, but you entered my apartment and touched my things. That's also true. Yuan keeps asking why he can't attend the new school. Tell him there was a paperwork problem and he's returning to his old school. Don't dump all the adult issues on him. I won't. Everyone is responsible for their own actions. The divorce is final and the debts are nearly settled. One last thing, sell that school district apartment for good. Ms. Gu, the household registration cancellation is complete. Our transfer documents are void, and the fake seal, authorization, and residency proof were referred for investigation. This property will never again be tied to the Zhou family's school enrollment, right? Correct. It's finally clean. The investigative restriction on the apartment is lifted too. The agent will list it tomorrow. Sell it. You're really not keeping it? No. That apartment protected me once. That's enough. In-laws, are you really selling the apartment? It's ours. We don't need your permission to sell it. Yuan is Jingzhou's only child. If you won't give him the apartment, could you at least let him finish elementary school there? He has a school. But is it the same as experimental elementary? Even now, you still believe someone else's apartment should be available to your grandson. Jingzhou is in prison and I was punished too. Can't you show any mercy? Mercy is personal. The law is the law. You can't erase forged documents by asking for sympathy. Qingning, I know I used to say some harsh things. Don't call me that. And don't come here again. I heard Jingzhou also tried to create a 20-year lease. He didn't finish it. If I'd acted any later, this apartment might still be tied up in fake debts and a fake lease, making it impossible to sell. I truly didn't know. There was a lot you didn't know, but you can't erase what you did with that excuse. Once it's sold, Yuan won't even have anything to remember it by. The apartment was never his. You decided long ago that it should be. A child needs a proper education, not a life spent staring at someone else's deed. Easy for you to say. We earned every cent that bought this apartment. Have the old title disputes and school documents all been cleared? Yes. There are no valid mortgages, sale claims, or long-term leases. Check the registry directly. Don't take our word for it. Good. That will reassure the buyer. They also asked whether the child's former registration affects the sale. The registration was canceled, and the school issued a release letter. It's all here. Then there won't be a problem. The price is a little below the market peak, but the buyer is paying cash and can close quickly. That's fine. We bought this apartment because we were afraid you'd be mistreated after marriage and have nowhere to go. It already gave me a way out once. That's enough. Use part of the sale money to buy a place of your own. I don't need it. Keep the money for retirement. Then where will you live? Let me show you somewhere. When did you buy this? Not long after the divorce became final. Where did the down payment come from? My own savings. I didn't touch the money from your apartment sale. It's close to work and gets decent light. The kitchen is a little small, but I can get you a folding table. Mom, don't start arranging things for me. Okay, it's your home. You make the decisions. I'm the only name on the deed. I'm keeping all 3 keys, and anyone who needs one has to ask me first. If anyone reaches for your things again, don't indulge them. I won't. The $500,000 identity theft loan has officially been removed, including the late payment marks. Your parents' loss was also recovered from the sale proceeds. Thank you. There's one more visitation request. Zhou Jingzhou left a recording. They're asking if you want to hear it. What did he say? He says he regrets everything, but still thinks none of this would have happened if you'd sat down and talked to him. I don't need to hear it. Even now, he thinks my refusal to cooperate was the problem. All right, I'll deny the request and we won't forward anymore. Your father's original deposit book, your mother's bank card, the cancellation records, fake school documents, and property sale records have all been archived. Is there anything else from the Zhou family that requires my signature? No. Yuan's registration and accounts are now entirely his parents' responsibility. They have nothing to do with you. You still kept it. Keep it. Whenever you see it, you'll remember that day wasn't wasted. Do you miss the apartment? I miss the past, not the apartment. Hearing the lawyer say everything was archived finally puts me at ease. What needed repayment was repaid, what needed removal was removed, and they can handle the rest themselves. From now on, anyone coming to your home has to ask first, including you two. Fine, I'll call before I come over. Ha ha ha! You don't even have curtains. How will you sleep tonight? I'll use the old ones and choose new ones myself this weekend. Want us to come along? Sure. You can help choose the color, but you don't get to decide for me. Understood, Ms. Homeowner. Won't it be too quiet living alone? I like it. I can have quiet when I want it and go home for dinner when I don't. Then come home often. Don't wait until something happens. I will. Whenever I crave your cooking, I'll come back. That's more like it. You bought a home, but the fridge has nothing except a few bottles of water. I can cook. I've just been lazy lately. We'll cook today. After that, you're on your own. Deal. Where are the bowls? Second shelf. Dinner's ready. Let's eat. Coming. Ha ha ha!